Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We are here in the Sanitarium over at Brackenberry District in Defiance Bay. We're looking for whatever the Leaden Key are up to. They apparently have an insider here who's infiltrated the Sanitarium for some nefarious reason. So we just got access into the patient ward and we are gonna explore it. I'm getting like flashbacks to the what's it called? The Cowled Wizard Sanitarium or whatever in Baldur's Gate 2. A curved spine twists this woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. A friendly visit, I hope. What do you know about the animancer Azo? Ooh, I like him very much. Many animancers could care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments. But Master Azo treats us like women. Or like women? Like humans? Well, same thing. Even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened to him? They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Deerwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash, even if he was a bit of a showman. He loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his college might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drove energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in honor's gift? No? They call them buoys. Because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. Ah. The mental image! These are mad times. The grieving mother's hands flies to her ear, and her mouth frames a silent scream. Only her mind speaks. Evils that magnify tragedies. This is what we must stop. I agree. Anyway, Master Azo has scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Carpal Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard. And he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Have any of the patients been acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say only has half a soul and who was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Well, different from normal crazy behavior or mentally troubled behavior, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he always was a bit of a wild one. Wait, which one was Graham? The one who speaks weird languages. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor. Just Master Azo. You might ask him. Sure, where is he? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? Yes, I will do that. Thank you very much. So his laboratory should be around here somewhere. Could I go in here? I can. Good. This might be where the laboratory is. The North Ward has to be to the north, obviously. So his laboratory should be down here somewhere.
Slow and silent.
I'm gonna steal you.
A simple test.
Grab it, grab it. Raven Wing. A one-handed mace. I'm gonna take it. Who are you? Cadman... something. Can you sneak up over here without being spotted?
That's settled.
And grab this Blade Golan.
Hey.
Alright, sir. Cadman Azo. Oh, that is him. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Let's start with that. Well, we already know it's the person over there. I'd like access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. Perception 13. Well, I've been given permission, so you'd best cooperate.
My answer is no. Whatever you're looking for, those patients will not be able to help you. The head warden will stand by me on this.
Don't be so difficult here. Aethelmore told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. Yes, well, Aethelmore hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved to an inanimate object, so I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers all followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backward and willfully ignorant as Reedcerus. We would know nothing about life or death, or even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. I never thought I'd find myself in agreement with a statue, but Aethelmore's right about this fellow at least. How easily ambition masquerades as prudence. I'll bet he's fooled even himself. Surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives.
Indeed. Many lives have been spent in such pursuits, writing treatises and poems. But tell me this, how does one verify the truth of a poem? If some philosopher stumbled across the meaning of our existence, how would we know it from a false one? These are wasted lives. In animancy there is progress. We are measurably closer to complete understanding because of our work, and that will be true until our work is complete. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
Have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it now that Aethelmore's involved. I asked for volunteers from our patients, and a few brave souls came forward. I was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood their sacrifices would mean something. Let's talk about your demotion. That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Audmer? That smug weasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. Well, goodbye then. I guess I'll have to find a way inside the North Ward on my own. Or I could... did it say how much perception I needed? How much perception do I have on Alana? 12. So if I could get that up by 2... I think it was 14, right? Can I do that again to check? 13.
My answer.
Let's not blackmail him. I want him on my sort of good side. We can probably get that up to 13 pretty easily. Do I have anything that gives perception already? 1. Maybe I have some sort of food. Max endurance. Perception. Have one of these. Another quick save, because I'm a stickler for that. And eat. You should have 13. Now let's try that again.
What is it now?
I would like access to the North Ward. Aha! Your forehead seems damp all of a sudden. Perhaps I should discuss your insubordination with the head warden.
You smug cretin. How dare you come down here and meddle? You have no idea the importance of my research.
He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger, a growl simmering beneath his breath, and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He gave us a key! Yay!
Sure.
Everyone get out here. So is this like the South Ward? Can I find any patients in here? Any mad wizards? Like in the asylum? No. A flesh contract. I guess that's the guard in this place. We've seen a few of those.
What I can find.
I have a feeling there's gonna be something here.
Something over
Yes! White leaf, yay. That wasn't very valuable, but I'll take it. And now, here we go, the North Ward. Let's just quickly go through the other side. Go quickly. A sanitarium guard guarding an unopenable door. Can I steal from here? Without this flesh construct becoming aggressive? Shh. There wasn't a steal icon, so I should be good. Even though he probably saw me.
keeping an eye out.
Oh, we got another laboratory or library. I'm gonna steal all that. And that. And now, back to the North Ward door. Run like the winds, my friends. Grieving Mother is the only one taking the shortcuts. And Itumak. Let's get in there. Hello? Is this my face? Tell me! So that's the mass murderer who steals faces. Can I not? Ah, here we go. Thundering sky, rain of blood, innocents must drown. Okay. Ah, Graham, the one who's talking in tongues. This man has the look in his eyes of a hunted animal, and at your approach, he staggers backwards to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he would climb the walls if it would get him further away from you. He cries out, a bizarre primal utterance like nothing you have heard. I need to ask you some questions. Graham stares at you blankly. It is unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic has momentarily subsided. He opens his mouth to speak, but the words that come out are half-formed, as though his tongue were cut out. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they are words at all. Can I read his soul? Elof makes a noise of disgust. Those animancers did this to him. You can see what comes of their meddling. You're afraid. Do certain visitors make you afraid? Like Azo? He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps towards the front of his cell, and as he does so, for the first time you can perceive his soul within your ken. It is misshapen, as though made by some jagged instrument, and large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into Graham's soul. Do it! You project out towards the maimed soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell. A key turns. The door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. That's Azo. His upper teeth and pointy nose reminds you of a rat. He beckons, apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else. In your mind is a single word, and the word is no. But it dissolves before it reaches your lip. You press against the back wall, cornered. You cry out. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantled his work, and he needs another source. He needs to show them that he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns a knob and you feel yourself begin to creak from within, and you feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you are screaming a scream you can barely hear. Continue. Another night. Heavy footsteps outside your door, coming for you. You look through a slit at your door. A flesh giant, the artificial being just outside, but facing left. Facing the end of the hall, the boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant, then collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away, then leaves. Interesting. He looks at you, still wild-eyed, but somehow more present. He nods at you, then walks back to the end of his cell. So there's a boy here. That's up to no good. At the end of the hall. So this cell right here. A willowy adolescent boy stands in the center of his cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead, the occasional blink his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you should wish it. I wish it! You close your eyes and edge towards the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath, as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Oh, it's Theos! Too late does it occur to you to retreat, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the Sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you call yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it was a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You are rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors unheeded by the other constructs, and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers, and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon the large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day standing in front of a crowd, stacked high above you on the tiered seat of an amphitheater. We know where that is, in the Copper Lane. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hardness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Vacuous? Whatever. Unlike the others, this one had no soul of his own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says, and pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow, and the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as the crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens the valve, and the glow crawls through the tubes along the length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a prodding step forward, then another and another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. "How do you feel?" he asks. At the top of your lung, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, and you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe, and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head into the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowds, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function, and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who would put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders, and lies upon lies, that form the thick webbings of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on the room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Adra monolith at the center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that this is the soul of Theos X Arcanon, the man you have been searching for, that gazes out from that borrowed husk. A Watcher. You made me into Watcher. No, I don't want to do it. We share a common past. I'm looking for an answer. Is that so? I know your look. You hunger. Hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He suddenly stumps forward as he leaves the body, I guess. Oh shit! Oh shit! He's taking control of the flesh golems. Oh shit. He can't possibly be taking everyone. Well, shit. That is a lot of people. We got Graham in the back. You guys can take care of him. While you go for him. I don't want to do this. I don't want to kill these people. Taxes collected. We earned 500 gold. Oh, we got maggots in the back. Maggots incoming. Maybe I can take care of it with one of... Not pain block. I think we had like a... anti-magic thing. Arcane damper. Crap. Don't we have like a dispel somewhere? You should have it, if anyone. Shining beacon. Against bewilderment. Pray against restraint. Well, let's just do this. And you can go for the guys in the back with one of... Can I do this? If I go maybe over here? Maybe I can do one of these lightning bolts. On these guys. Wait, who are you attacking here? Didn't I do a lightning bolt? Oh, there we go. Do it on them.
Lava will be on seek.
There we go. And everyone focus on this flesh construct. And the crazy patient. This flesh construct. And we're probably going to be in big trouble for killing everyone here. But I hope we can get through it. Maybe the Dinro agents can help us out, Lady Web.
I'd say it's time to get a campfire going.
Yeah, I agree. I also want to loot you. Any hidden items? No. Alright, it's time to see the consequences of this action. However, that is going to be a tale for another day. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.